This is like the best lick in the world. If you take your blues scale in A, it's got 5 notes, or does it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? It's got 6 notes. And then it starts over, it does an octave higher. And however you finger it, those are the notes of the blues scale. And I found if you're doing a blues, and you get to your 4 chord, if you play that minor blues scale, and you leave 1 note out, it gets a little bit stronger, a little bit nicer and more melodic to phrase with. The note, okay, yeah. The note that you leave out is the G. So you don't play that one. And I think the reason is, like, if you're over this chord, then that's kind of a weak note that wants to go down there. But anyway, or it wants to go, let's see, where would it be? Is that note even in there? It's not, but anyway, whatever it is, it seems to work. So I'm going to show you a way to play those 5 notes without the G. And the trick is to do this octave jumping. So you find your A in 3 different spots with the same finger. And that's tricky because, you know, usually we're guitar players, we're used to playing like on the same fret and sort of have your hand in one spot. But this has to have you quickly jumping and finding, it's just like on a piano, you just find the same octave. And then whatever lick you have that's based on that area, you can move it around. So if you have, so that's the part that's easy, is you only have to learn 1 lick. And it's the same fingers, it's the same notes. So any phrase that you've got, it's really easy to repeat the phrasing. And you can do things like I put a space in there. You know, I went space, space. You can take the space out and go. And so that's just those, and it's a real definite set of notes. So that one works real well over your blues. So I'll demonstrate. You can go. So it's just those same 5 notes, and you can do that with anything. And it's really nice because the you know, if you've taken guitar lessons, the thing your teacher shows you is like, okay, here's the modes, and the modes have 7 notes, and that's a lot. It's really hard to get all 7 notes to be melodic because there's just so many notes. And if you want to play more melodically, it's nice to sort of take the ones that are your favorites, because they're not all equal. Some sound stronger than others, and some have different flavors. And if you put them all in, sometimes it's like too much stuff in the soup. So I found a lot of times if I take a scale, like a major scale, for example, again, 7 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it repeats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if I've got all those notes, I'd get lost so easily. So what I do is I pick my favorites, which is the triad, 1, 3, 5, and then maybe one more note for flavor. And my favorite flavor note's usually the 9th. That's the Sade note, or it's yesterday, yesterday, or it's also Black Star. So the 9th is in all kinds of music. So if you add that in there, your triad, and the 9th is B, so it's an octave higher. So the same lick. So it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. So it doesn't have the 4th, it doesn't have the 6th, and it doesn't have the 7th. Those are less reliably melodic notes. I mean, they're okay, but it's nice to be able to skip them if you want to. Now the technical challenge is to be able to make that jump, because the pinky leads it if you're going down, to get from that note to that one. That's a little bit tricky. But if you know where it is, you can kind of get ready, and you go there. And once you're there, you can stay there for a while, and then you got to do it one more time. Oh. So there you are. You got to go there. Or on the way up, you got to there. You got to go. Now you don't always necessarily have to go straight up and down, so you can phrase within it. Let's see. Or even that's kind of busy, But if you just have like. Nice and melodic, and to me more harmonically focused than if you played. That's more exercise sounding to me, where this sounds more like a melody. Or I can play my Grieg melody. I heard that cartoons when it's the sun is rising. That's the same notes. Now you could, of course, that's major, and sometimes in rock you want to play minor. So all you do is change the third. Instead of being a major third, you change it to a minor third. And that's a really useful melodic tool. Like E minor. That's only 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, and the 5th. So those are the intervals. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. And there's different fingerings too. I mean, some of them are stretchy. Like you could do, instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 5, you could do like 5, 1, 2, 3. The same notes, just starting a little lower. That's a nice sound too. Or you could do weird jazzy stuff too. Like if you have that's like an F major F sharp. So you take if you're in E major, you just move your chord up 2 frets, and you also put in the D, and you take those 4 notes, and now you sound all jazzy. If you want to make people go. And maybe one of the easiest ones, a good starting one, is, you guys all know E minor pentatonic. Pentatonic has 5 notes. So take the top 4. Now, if you wrote those notes down, it's actually exactly the same as an E minor 7th chord. It's got all the same notes. It's got an E, got the B, it's got the D, and the G. So if you take these four notes, that's an E minor seventh chord. So this is an E minor seventh arpeggio, even though it looks like pentatonic. But if you play pentatonic and you continue it, that A note is not in that chord. So we're going to leave the A out. It's so easy to do because all you do is play this and you do the octave trick. Same notes there. So you've skipped over the A by studying that G there. And you go down again. And then you're playing a pure E minor seventh arpeggio by just playing the top of a pentatonic scale in octaves. So I'll demonstrate that tonight. Like we do with a theme from Rocky. So I'm going like, and I do that lick. And it's just, you know, 'cause it's, and I want to play E minor 7, so I might do the little pinky slide to be tricky. But I'm still sliding to a note that's inside that same thing. Now that one, that's just a B major, or B flat major, but it's got the sharp 4, the devil's note. And that's actually George Jetson too. George Jetson. So I've spread that on 2 strings. So it's B flat, D. Basically just a triad with the sharp 4. And do the octave trick. That's a nice, same note. So the technique to be able to play through these things quickly, besides the left hand having to jump, is having a strong hammer-on and pull-off. Being able to have a good trill together. I think that might come from the wrist a bit. I noticed that, I've watched so many guitar players from doing my lessons, and I think these days, or maybe since the mid-'80s, people tend to have their guitars a little higher and play with a more classical technique, which to me, you can still get a trill. Already I'm kind of getting my hand up. It's just, for me, it's easier to have the hand behind the fretboard as opposed to, there it's more of like a tab, but I can't pull on the note. And if I really want to pull on the note, I'll just get a stronger grip that way. So the thumb is over. So a lot of this stuff, if it's a big stretch, I always make exceptions. It's like, but for this kind of stuff, I guess for the lower ones you have to, because you have to reach up to get it. But still, I'm not like this. Thumb as high as you can get it. So it's basically like the Lynyrd Skynyrd licks, from the free. It's basically Freebird, but with different notes. So thank you, Lynyrd Skynyrd, wherever you are. All right, I'm talking and talking and talking. Let me see if I can give you one more important thing. This is very important because I didn't know I was doing this for the longest time, and it's really useful. It's the shoulder pull. So the next time you pick up a guitar, take this part of your hand and rub it on the strings like that. If you've heard Atomic Punk by Van Halen, that's the beginning of it. He's got a phase shifter on, but that's the lick. And what that allows you to do is keep a consistent pick angle without having to have a waggly thumb. Now the waggly thumb, it can be good sometimes. It also allows you to not move your wrist too much or use the elbow, and you can get really big string jumps or little ones. Now most students I have will do this, and know how to use the waggly thumb. And some people do that great, but to me, I actually use the shoulder, and allows. I think the reason it works so well is first of all, it's like a turbo boost because if you're playing with a waggly thumb and you need to get somewhere quick, you just push the shoulder in and you're there. But I think the thing more importantly is it allows me to keep a really consistent mute on the strings to just clean it up. It also allows me to create dynamic and tonal differences because I can easily mute the low string and not mute the high string. So I can go that's the shoulder pulling back. And just to contrast that so you can hear it, if I played everything the same, that's all muted. But with the shoulder, I can easily just pull this up just a little bit so that top note and I did that. That was like my lick as a kid. And it's nice for shuffles. Here's a great way you can test it. It's like do a boogie shuffle and do it two ways. Do the first way where everything kind of blurs together, which is cool. And then try to do it where the notes are not blurred at all and they're totally separate. In order to do that, I totally flip around my strokes and the melody is upstrokes. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It becomes outside picking. And I think it's just easier to keep the notes separate when it's outside picking. Where if I'm doing like more the other way, I mean, I guess I can do it like that too, but I need the shoulder. But that's a really good sort of testing ground to see if you can unblur things. And then the very last one, if you can unblur this, you've got it. That's one of the hardest things to do on the guitar, to go across three strings quickly. And that's Ace Frehley, because they Ace Frehley like that. And most people will blur that, it sort of goes, and it sounds cool. I like that blurred, but I also like to clean it up. And the trick for that is down, up, up. And it's got a lot of upstrokes. Okay, and here's the last one. Here's your upstroke exercise. All triplets, skip strings, mute everything, 100% upstrokes. Up, 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 up. I do this before I go on stage every night. And after you do that, this isn't so bad. So that's your upstroke exercise. Thanks for listening to me. Let's sign some stuff, do photos.
Yeah.